Shalom and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This vlog is number 1 of my mom's experience in Israel. I am so excited to share this with you. I am so happy that my mom came to visit me. She was here for 8 days and it was her very first time in Israel. She had never been around so many Jewish people in her life. We'd been to Williamsburg about 2 years ago in New York. And that was actually both of our first times, mainly even seeing a man dressed up in like the full uniform, whatever it's called, the outfit, whatever. Anyways, so obviously it was a big transition as a Midwestern mom, as somebody in the comments put it. So she had a really great experience. I showed her so much of the country. She loves Israel just as much as I do, hopefully now. And so I guess all there is now to do is just check out our experiences. Here is vlog number 1. We actually started the trip out in the West Bank in Jericho. My mom is in Israel, and for her first day we went to Jericho, and this is our first stop. Zacchaeus' tree. This is the tree that he climbed so he could see Jesus. This is a sycamore tree, and we can read about it in Luke 19. Jesus entered Jericho and was passing through. A man was there by the name of Zacchaeus. He was a chief tax collector and was very wealthy. He wanted to see who Jesus was, but because he was short, he could not see over the crowd. So he ran ahead and climbed a sycamore tree to see Jesus coming. And this story is actually really important because Zacchaeus, the tax collector, was looked at as a terrible sinner. And Jesus later in the story says, "Zacchaeus, I will spend the night with you." And he says, "Zacchaeus, today salvation has come to your house." Then we went to the Mount of Temptation. Stop 2, we are climbing up the Mount of Temptation.
And this is so hard.
So hard, a 10-minute hike.
It's more than 10 minutes and I haven't slept for 27 hours.
Have you heard that one yet? We made it to the top of the Mount of Temptation, and so we're going to read for you Matthew 4, 1 through 11, which is where the story of Jesus on this mountain takes place.
Jesus is tempted in the wilderness. Then Jesus was led by the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted by the devil. After fasting 40 days and 40 nights, he was hungry. The tempter came to him and said, "If you are the Son of God, tell these stones to become bread." Jesus answered, "It is written, man shall not live on bread alone, but on every word that comes from the mouth of God." Then the devil took him to the holy city and had him stand on the highest point of the temple. "If you are the Son of God," he said, "throw yourself down, for it is written, he will command his angels concerning you, and they will lift you up into his hands, and then you will not strike your feet against a stone." Jesus answered to him, "It is written, do not put the Lord your God to the test." Again the devil took him to a very high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world and their splendor. "All this I will give you," he said, "if you bow down and worship me." Jesus said to him, Away from me, Satan, for it is written, worship the Lord your God and serve him only." Then the devil left him, and angels came and attended him.
Wow, okay, so even Jesus was tempted, but he said, only I'm just going to worship God, so that's what we're going to do too, just worship God up here on this mountain. Hey! And then we went to the old city of Jericho, which is the oldest city in the world. We also saw Elijah's spring, which you can read about in 1 Kings 19. Behind us is the old city of Jericho. It's 10,000 years old. Wow. We are here at Hisham's Palace. Hisham's Palace is considered a desert castle, and it is an important early Islamic archaeological site. We made it to Bethlehem, and here we are in the shepherds' fields. This is where the shepherds were, and the angels came to them and spoke to them. We can read about this in Luke 2. And there were shepherds living out in the fields nearby, keeping watch over their flocks at night. An angel of the Lord appeared to them, and the glory of the Lord shone around them, and they were terrified. But the angel said, "Do not be afraid. I bring you good news that will cause great joy for all the people. Today, in the town of David, a Savior has been born to you. He is the Messiah, the Lord. This will be the sign to you. You will find a baby wrapped in cloths and lying in a manger." And so the shepherds then went to the manger and saw the baby Jesus in Bethlehem. And then we went to the Church of the Nativity, built over the place believed to be the birth of Jesus. We went to many churches in Nazareth, but we also went to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre when we got back to Jerusalem, and we stumbled across this service going on in one of the sections of the church. The next day we went to my university and then the Augusta Victoria Tower, where we climbed to the top. The elevator was not working, and saw this beautiful, beautiful view of the city of Jerusalem. Beneath the Augusta Victoria Tower is a church, and this is one of the most beautiful churches I've been to, and that's saying a lot. And then we went to the foot of the Mount of Olives, where the Church of All Nations and the Garden of Gethsemane is. And we know this as the place that Jesus prayed before his betrayal and arrest. The Mount of Olives is a place where a lot of people get buried, and across the way you can see the Golden Gates where it said the Messiah will come back. Later that day we went on a field trip with my class, and this is the tomb of Herod's family. Our main stop of the field trip was Mea Shearim, which is an Orthodox Jewish neighborhood. And before you enter, you can see the signs above saying dress modestly before you enter. And what's special about this and why we went here is because this is one of the first buildings built outside of the old city in the 1800s. And it's just interesting also to see this sign here. It says that there were Jewish men who went to prison because they did not serve in the military, and so the Orthodox are against the draft. And so when they don't go to serve, I guess some of them were sent to military prison. Also, it's really interesting to see these two Palestinian flag signs because this neighborhood in particular is very anti-Zionist, and they believe that the Messiah, when he returns, he will be the one to bring all of the Jewish people back to the land of Israel, and it's not the state's job. And so they actually have the Palestinian flag all around their neighborhood, which was really interesting. Also, you can just see this is a store where they sell wigs and hair coverings because, of course, once you're married, you are supposed to cover your hair. And it was just really interesting to walk through this neighborhood. Very, very Orthodox people living inside. After the field trip, me and my mom walked to one of my friends for a worship night. And on the way, we stopped at this, which is Sultan's Pool. Hello, we are here at the Sultan Pool, and so this is from the time of King Herod, and what it is a big slab, and I think they would have held the water down beneath this, and so this is outside of the city. The old city is up there. We are on Mount Zion, and there's this tunnel that's leading right here. Okay, so I think that the people from the city would have went through this tunnel, left the city, came down here, and got their water in this pool, Sultan's Pool. Here's just a little collection of some of the food me and my mom ate while she was here. Some really, really delicious stuff. Me and my mom had a lot of great food, but I just want to take a minute for my favorite ice cream at Golda, the Hershey's flavor. It's so good. Here is the golden menorah that will go in the future third temple, and here is a picture of me and my mom at the Alliance Cemetery that our friend Patricia painted. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this vlog with my mom. I have 2 more vlogs from her trip to come, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.